Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my curriculum picks for my 9th grade daughter. Now I've already shared a family curriculum picks video as well as a morning basket video, and the majority of what we do in our homeschool is done as family subjects and morning basket. So this is not her complete education. This is just her independent work and individual studies that I'll be doing with her. So keep that in mind. If you want to get an idea of everything my 9th grader will be doing, then you definitely need to watch those other videos, and I will link them down below. So here is what she is doing independently and just on her own with me this upcoming school year. Okay, so for my 9th grader, here are her independent subjects, in addition to, like I mentioned, our family subjects and our morning basket time and all of, the co-op and things like that. Here are her individual subjects. So she is doing Apologia's Exploring Creation with Biology this year. She has the student notebook, the textbook, the tests, and all of that. And then she also has, I purchased the microscope kit, the dissection kit, and the household items kit, so she will do a full lab credit to go along with that. If you saw my video last year on our hits and misses, then you would know that our logic game failed, and it's because I did not have a good plan. This year we're going in with a plan, and I'm really looking forward to doing this with her. I feel equipped now, and I will say by not having this as part of my own education, there was a big gap. It was a big learning curve for me, so I'm pretty happy that I learned this last year so that I can help her this year. And then deductive thinking skills, mind benders, we're continuing on with this. She might be almost done with this book, and then we'll move on to the next after that. We have Using Language Well and Spelling Wisdom, book 3. Now book 3, let's see, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, so this kind of should end in 8th grade if you start in 3rd grade. But we kind of got delayed somewhere along the way, so she'll be finishing book 3 this year. Using Language Well only goes up to book 3. They're developing books 4 and 5, but they're not kind of like in queue to be released yet. I talked to them via email a couple months ago and just asked, like, is there a release date soon or not? We'll continue with Spelling Wisdom after book 3, but for Using Language Well, we will not. So when she finishes this book, there are a couple of recommendations. You can use Beyond the Book Report for writing, but what we're gonna do is we are going to just confidently move into composition. So this year is where her formal composition is going to begin. We haven't done it yet. And so these books are not her textbooks, but I laid these here just to give you guys an idea of where I get my, what kind of makes me feel equipped to help her move into formal composition. So we are going to be taking her written narrations and refining them into 5-paragraph essays and outlines, and work on different types of writings this year, like persuasive and the different types of essays. So we're going to be doing essay writing this year, and if you haven't read Know and Tell, it's a really helpful book. So for language arts, we'll be finishing Spelling Wisdom and Using Language Well, working on composition. And then she's actually going to continue with Redefining School's literature survey. It's a middle school program, but well, technically it's more so like 5th through 9th grade, and she's gonna continue with it because she's enjoyed it so much, but she won't be doing it after this year because they have a family price. Because my middle school son is using it, she's just gonna sit in on the classes as well, and she really enjoyed that. Last year they did American literature, and this year they're taking the world literature track, so we're pretty excited about that. So yeah, Spelling Wisdom, Using Language Well, composition, and Redefining School. We are continuing on with YWAM books as like character study. So the way that we do this is starting in 6th grade, my kids choose 1 book per month from the YWAM Heroes of History or Christian Heroes Then and Now, and they produce 1 written narration for me, like a book report at the end of that month. And I wanted to remind you that between now and September 15th, you can get this bundle with the 3 Heroes of History and the 3 Christian Heroes Then and Now that I chose for a price of just $36. It's normally $71 for these 6 books. and that includes shipping for the $36. It's the Rooted in Rest bundle with YWAM, and I will put a link down below. I thought that these 6 in particular were a good sampling of the different stories that they tell through YWAM. We have some different points of view in American history, different times, as well as 3 missionaries that I thought represented more of like an evangelist, a missionary to orphans, and a Bible translator. So if you don't have any of the YWAM books, make sure you check this out. But we have tons and tons of them, and we needed to add to our collection because after completing middle school, my daughters read all the ones that we currently have. So we stocked up on some more. We have some time set aside for my older 2 to be alone with me every couple of weeks, and we are going to be working through this, How to Read the Bible for All It's Worth. This was a book that was assigned to me in my college courses, and it was so incredibly helpful. And so this, my husband and I will be working through this with them. And this basically teaches you how to read the Bible, kind of some historical context, and just things you need to know for reading different types of books in the Bible. So there's a little sampling of that. I know I've shared this on Instagram, but we're going to be working through this formally with our older kids this year, as well as working through this Life in the Word. This is a Simply Charlotte Mason curriculum, and this is really neat. This teaches you how to do a book study, word study, topical study, doctrine study, narrative study, character study, and an inductive study. I love this. And then there's Life in the Word, and then there's Grow in the Word, and I can't remember the last one. There's a 3rd book as well. They all teach you different things, like how to pray through scripture, things like that. But this one in particular we're going to start with, and it teaches you all these different types of studies. So we'll be working through that with our older ones as well. And then since we are at a point in time where high school credits count, I did a little research and realized she needs government and economics in her high school career here. So we're going to do economics this year. We're going to take the whole year, if not more, to work through the Uncle Eric economics books and workbooks. However, it's only a half credit that's required in our state, but we're just going to sprinkle things in throughout high school. So I'll count this as her half credit, but we're going to at least take a year on it, not just a semester. And then in addition to all of this, her math is teaching textbooks. She's been using teaching textbooks since she was in 3rd grade. I mentioned Redefining School already. It's a literature survey where they each month read a work from a different author and genre, and then they have a couple of meetings via Zoom with other students and discuss it, and they're working on all different, components of writing or of literature. And then violin, she takes violin lessons. She also dances on a competitive dance team, which at this point, the time commitment, I don't know how you could go to school and spend, these kids like live at the dance studio, so it's a lot. She has a lot of competitive dances this year, trio, solo, additional group dances, her original group dances, tons and tons of dance. So it's one reason I'm thankful we homeschool. I don't think we would be able to make this time commitment, and so I put it on here as her, as part of her schooling, because we make room for this, because it's important to her. So we finished some school days early because she has dance, and she's also cheering this year for she's on the varsity cheer team for a high school football team. In our state, there's 2 laws. There's the equal access law, which means she can do sports for our local public high school that she's zoned for. And there's a new bill that just passed as well if she would like to play sports, or if charter school students who don't have a team at their school, or actually any teams at all, would like to play for private schools. So she can do public or private school varsity sports. So she is cheering for the high school football team. So that is everything on her plate, in addition to our family subjects, which I will link that video down below. And as always, if it looks like a lot, just remember, not everything is done every day. Things are woven in and out throughout the year. So that's what's on her agenda this year.